This is unbelievable. This car will just not give up. I parked it here this morning, told the customer, come get your beater, and now it's a no crank. He's gonna pick it up tomorrow, so we still have time, but what the heck? So here's the crank relay right there. So I popped it out. First I want to see if the starter can spin. So easy check, just jump pins 30 and 87 with a fuse jumper. Now I already checked the pins with the test light. There's power on pin 30 and continuity through the starter on pin 87. So when I jump this, yes, the starter works, so the load side of the relay should be okay. Let's look at a wiring diagram, see what the other two pins are, the control and, you know, the control side pins, see what we're missing. Alright, wiring diagram for the starting system. So right here is our crank relay. Load side checks out. Now what about the control? So it's power side switched by the engine control module, and this is just tied to G105 right there. Also the park neutral safety switch, the PCM has to see that, and that should be tied to G105. So I'm wondering, this G105, we've seen a failed ground here before cause all kinds of ghosts. I'm wondering if that was affected during the radiator replacement. But it was fine this morning, which blows my mind. So let's check these two pins. One of them should be a ground, and the other one should be a power if the engine control module is happy and trying to energize that relay. Alright, so test light from battery positive. If it finds a ground, it's going to light up. So we determined that these two pins are the load side. One of these should be a ground. I'm not seeing a ground on either one of these pins. That's an issue. Also, the park neutral safety switch probably won't work because, well, it's also depends on the same ground. I think G105 is right below this radiator hose right here. Missing a ground. Let me just triple check that that's G105, and we'll see. You know, we can put a little test light on here and jump it to ground to one of these bundles. We can do a tug test first. These wires are known to corrode. Make sure we didn't restore the ground. Oh! Now why? Are these pins just really corroded? There's our ground. What was this relay? I guess there's a little oxidation on there. Let's see if anything changed. Oh, Chevy. Keys already in it. Nope, still no crank. I'm going to get the scanner out, see if we can see the park neutral safety switch and if the starter relay is being commanded on. Well, we do have a code stored in the ECM, starter relay control circuit. Huh. Is that because I pulled the relay out? I think so. Last test failed or current. How about that? That's not good. Clear DTCs. Yes? Key off. Key on. Go right back in here. Boom! P0615. What gives? So weird. Okay. Well, we know which pin is ground. Let's put a test light on the positive, see if the PCM can light this thing up. Okay, so I put probes in the control. This should be the ground, the lower pin. And with the test light connected to battery positive, finds the ground should light up. It's not lighting on this terminal. However, if I take this out and kind of go on the side, I can get it to light up. It just blows my mind. Why is it light there, not on this side? So what we can do is pop in this relay like that, and then give this side a ground through a test light, whatever, just enough to energize the relay. Wrap some wires around there and see if the car cranks. Alright, I got a needle probe shoved down in there. Let's see what happens now. Okay. Oh my word. This car blows my mind. There's a bad ground at the relay. And it's very weird. It's like one side of the terminal's okay, the other side's not. Is it just corrosion? I don't think so. It might be a bad contact in the fuse box. This has to be an extra charge. I mean, it's not related to any work we did so far. Alright, I think I figured it out. So those pins are soldered to a circuit board that's under here. And if I put my test light on here, connected to battery positive, you see, if I put it on this side, it doesn't light up. If I put it on this side, it lights up. We're stressing a solder pin, so if I go side to side, on, off, on, off, on, off. That's ridiculous. To make this thing reliable, we have to rip apart this fuse box, go in here and reflow the solder for this pin. That is simply ridiculous. Wow. I mean, we could do a bypass ground, but that's kind of ghetto. Shove something in there and give that pin a good ground. And that's what the problem is. Honestly, come on, GM. Alright, here's my solution. We're going to solder a wire to that ground pin on the relay, and then attach the other end to a known good ground. Easier than tearing a fuse box apart. Having trouble having the solder stick to the leg of the relay. Still not sticking. think that did the trick. Okay, perfect. This is gonna go in here. Plugs all the way in. On this side, let's put a little eyelet on there and screw it to a known good ground. So just to prove the concept, right now, with the bypass wire unhooked, no crank. Okay? Or intermittent crank. So my test light connected to battery positive, let's connect the lead to the test light. The relay does not need much in the way of additional ground. This time it should crank right up. Perfect, okay. So let's tie that into a known good ground. Alright, tied the bypass ground to this ground stud on the strut tower. I think we should be in good shape now. Oh man, it's cold outside. Hooray. Oh man. Let's read trouble codes one more time. Clear DTCs, yes, okay. No trouble codes. Alright, Cobalt. Hopefully it won't break down before the customer picks it up. Now imagine this happened right after the customer picked it up. That would not be a good scenario. They're like, I just paid you over $2 grand and now the next day my car doesn't crank. What the heck? They would be very upset. So good thing it actually broke here and not somewhere else. But still, I'll probably charge half an hour extra and be done with this thing.